Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back in the Alps once again with Transport Fever. We're looking at the magnificent new station that's been built in Frutigen, and the game is paused. And the game being paused can only indicate one thing, and if you saw the last episode you'll know exactly why that is. It's because I've wrecked everything. We're still working on quite a lengthy operation here. So the only thing that existed coming into Frutigen previously was the Frutigen Interlaken line there. Look at it in all its majesty. And we've also added another connection out to Biasca, which is our passenger hub, allegedly, which wends its way through many tunnels, but over this bit of track here before emerging into the station. And I came up with this notion of creating two loop-based routes to take in Kandersteg, where, hold on, we might as well show you, where we've got a station built, before heading out and hitting up Gadman, where after no small amount of terrain manipulation we managed to get a station in, but before heading to wherever this is, Innerkirchen, which has got another station already built. And that's where we ceased operations for the time being. I was previously thinking about going to Engelberg, which, given the bendiness of this particular station, is going to prove to be a bit of a challenge. But I'm a man to take on a challenge, and therefore you should stick around and watch the adventure continue after these important messages. Right, now, before we get to the actual building aspect of today's show, I thought I'd probably get through some proper planning. So the Interlaken-Frutigen route, I'm thinking we go Interlaken-Frutigen, Kandersteg, Gadman, Innerkirchen, Engelberg, and then we'll swing round out of Engelberg and we'll go into Sarnen, catching on the main line from Sarnen to get into Interlaken before heading back round. So that's one circuit that we've got going there, and I'll probably run trains in both directions on that to keep everybody guessing. And then the second route, we have Biasca at the end of the arrangement, which will then head up to Frutigen and then Kandersteg and then Gadman and then Innerkirchen, and then instead of going to Engelberg, I don't know, we'd probably go through, we'll cut through this mountain here, hit straight into Interlaken, before heading along the main line back to Biasca. Oh, that could be quite dramatic. Yeah, okay, right, there we go. I just came up with that off the top of my head, and there we go. That's decided. So basically, all I need to do is to get Engelberg hooked up in some fashion. Now, Engelberg's something of a no-horse town, but it would also benefit from a Wolfenschiessen connection. So maybe I could run a Wolfenschiessen, Ennetbergen, Wolfenschiessen, Engelberg kind of minor commuter shuttle link kind of a deal. That could potentially work as well. You'd stop getting carried away, because the other thing that you're thinking there is like, well, look, Witznau isn't that far off, is it? But Witznau's a complete nightmare to get to, so we won't bother with that. Hello, Horbis. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm all about connecting up as much as humanly possible before the frame rate slows down to single figures. So maybe that's part of the plan as well. Regardless, we're going to need a station here at Engelberg. I'm going to start building this immediately after this trailer. There we go. Right. So, yeah, I mean, because you don't want to miss out on that. That's going to be the end of the series and therefore you're definitely going to want you're not going to want to miss out on the final countdown, I suppose. Right, now, I was considering using Kanshi's main station again here, but I don't think it's going to work, because the minimum number of platforms I'm allowed is 4, and that's too many. And you know as well as I do that we dislike an underused platform. So I don't know, what's this one look like? We want 240 in terms of platform length, because that's going to be our train size. Double track, please. Yes, with the high speed and the electrification. There we go. And we're going to plonk that in here. Well, we can put it anywhere we like, really. Let's get rid of this bit of road and see if it will fit. Easy. Compared to what we were doing last time around, this is a breeze. Right, let's just stick it straight in, shall we? Yeah. Is there anything else you need to look at first? No, this all looks pretty dandy. I mean, you know, if I were that way inclined, well, I am that way inclined, but you know, I'd have it slightly straighter on with the road ahead of it. But no, we'll just take something that's working and go with that. Right, so bit of bulldozing. The observant among you will notice that this is flicking away. That's the good folk of Grindelwald complaining about the amount of time it takes them to get to Frutigen. Stuff those guys. We'll worry about them presently. Let's kill another main connection as well, because that makes people happy. Yeah, you see, they're bothered about that as well. Oh, hold on, what's this? Oh, that's a passenger flipping bus route that is objecting as well. Good, because I plan on replacing that with the most modern transportation options available to me. Okay, so what we need here is we're gonna nuke this as well, because we're going 2 ways. So our main route is going to continue round this way, and I'm debating right now whether or not to replace this station with one that is slightly less curved, because the alternative would be to curve a branch off this way to connect up with the station that's just over there. And I think that will actually be the most sensible approach, given that curve will be right next to the station, so it'll be at an acceleration deceleration point. Meanwhile, we then need to get onto the main line, which is right here, smiling at us in a "hello, I'm the main line" kind of a way. I've lost my bit of track. There we go. Right, so let's do that. Let's hope we don't interfere too heavily with this tunnel. There we go. And where have we ended up? We've ended up with a roller coaster. Oh, and that's going to take quite some getting down that hillside as well. Is there anything I can do? Let's see, this looks like it's going uphill, but that could as much be due to any number of different reasons. Let's go a little slower instead of trying to do it all in one. Let's start taking it downhill immediately, and then see if that comes out in a more graceful fashion. Yeah, you see, we're underground there enough. Oh, hey, ooh, look, that's nice. Yeah, okay, good. Well, I appear to have made that work unwittingly. Right, Interlaken is where we're heading for. There's the line that we want to connect onto. So actually, that's pretty much appeared in exactly. You've used the wrong style of bridge, or have you? I think you probably have, because it doesn't default to a speedy bridge. I've never known it default to a speedy bridge. Let's relay it just to be on the safe side. Right, and from here to there. Yeah, see, 120. No, we can't have a bridge with a 120 limit. We'll take something a bit more glam than that. Push we go. No, we'll use this. I'm quite taken with this kind of modern viaduct stuff. This is quite pleasing. So we'll stick with that. Right, now let's stick the other line on as well. I'm pretty sure it was this side that I wanted to do, but let's double check, because having to delete it all is always a pain in the bum. Right, onto there, and Off we go. Over the other side. Yeah, I hope you like the incredibly juddery camera maneuvers that we're pulling here, because that's what's necessary. Now, after I've finished all of this, there is a huge amount of cleanup work to be done. I'm going to need to rebuild all the towns along the way in terms of their inner connections to make them work with the new order of things. And then also I'm going to need to signal up a lot, actually. I mean, the volume of traffic that I'm going to try and pile down here, or am I? Hello there. No, we could add this as a new setup, but I'm going to have to get under what is really quite a nice bridge. But I want to get on this bit of track here. Okay, I guess this is what we're doing next then. No, that's just the station. Do not misclick. Right. Okay. Well, can we get across over onto there before the bridge? Yes, just. We're gonna have to make this as aggressive a corner as possible if I'm going to get the other side on. In fact, it might be worth getting the other side on first, because then we can go as close to the bridge itself as we're able before hitting terrain alignment collige. This is all good. Yeah, I'm liking all of this. There it is. Right. Okay. So that's where we can get to. Take it. There you go. That's quite nice. And then we'll rock the other side out in parallel to that. There we go. And it snapped on with no fuss whatsoever. Well, that's lovely. Right, I'm gonna slip junction this just while I'm here, because it's more agreeable to have it than not. And I don't want to have to do it after the effect, because that's always dreadful, I think is the word we'll go with there. Right, now then, we're going to need something similar coming off the track here as we head along the riverside. So we'll start with this one, and we'll peel off that way, like that. I don't know if I want it on the flat or not. I think I do. That looks like it might be at pretty much the same elevation. Just slightly lower, so going uphill is not going to do us any favours. So we'll keep that on the flat, and then it can make a minor altitude adjustment as it heads towards its destination. In fact, we'll just get on with it and do it now. There we are. Where are we? Good. Okay, marvellous. Well, I was thinking that this might prove to be quite challenging, and indeed it may still, but at the moment it all seems to be going rather swimmingly. We do still have one more station to build. Oh, we're going to need to electrify along here. Okay, well, fair enough. So that bit is currently not electrified, but there's a high chance that I do end up running your modern train down in this direction, so we ought to make sure that that everything is able to cope with your modern train. And if I don't do it now, then I'll forget. Until, of course, I try and run a train down it, and it just kind of goes, "Won't work, Gov. You need some electricity." I mean, this is going to prove to be a good excuse to actually modernise the services that we've got going on here as well. Yeah, I spotted it, I saw it, but it doesn't actually appear to want to comply. Oh, so what? What are you going to have to? How are you going to deal with that then? I don't want to remove that. I want to remove this bit, but not the signal and not the junction, because the junction's lovely. No, this is there. Everything you're trying to do here is bad. Look, I like the bridge, I like the junctions. I just want to remove this tiny piece of track that is refusing to upgrade in the conventional manner. What if we do that? No, you see, it's already got it. Oh dear. I'm comfortable removing the signal, Do we think we can get that junction in there? I think we can get that junction in there again, but it's got to be done. Oh, didn't want to though. Okay, right. Well, so be it. You do what you've got to do. What? What are you colliding? Okay, right. We're gonna have to. No. Okay, right. Well, press on. Stiff upper lip. All of that. When life takes away your nice junction that you just created, you make a new one, as the old saying goes. Right, into that, like so. Right, let's do this again. It was fun the first time and it worked immediately. There is no reason at all why it won't work immediately again, is there? I think we got up to about 76. I think we managed to get 80 this time. I want to leave this precarious shed in place as well. I love a precarious shed overhanging my junction. That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. Take it. There we are. Bueno. Okay, cool. Right, so that's that done. Great. So what we've got there is we've got Interlaken, Frutigen, Kandersteg, Gadman, Innetkirchen, and then back round again to the beginning. How well that works, I do not know. Actually, I can take a good stab at it, and the stab in question is going to be, no, that's not a route. No, this is the Biasca Express Route Deluxe.com. Because this goes out from Interlaken out to Biasca, and then misses out Bellinzona and Locarno and so forth on the way back. Interesting. Okay, well, it'll be what it is, and I'm sure it'll be amazing. Probably, I could continue it on this line here, and then roll that line out back onto. That actually makes more sense, doesn't it? Bypassing the madness of the intercity route. Because the other thing is that over-serving that particular route might lead to a situation where I'm cannibalizing my own good stuff. All right, we'll leave that as a question mark for the time being, because we'll crack on. I can ponder it until the cows come home, but that won't help me actually establish whether I'm on the right path or not. I think we'll only be able to do that once we've actually got some trains running. Right, okay. So next up, we need to build a junction off here. We're all about junctions today. This is Colonel Failure brought to you by the concept of a junction and the letter F. Right, let's go from there. And then, where are you? There you go. And then out there like that. Okay, nice slow bit of a spur as we make our way to Engelberg, which has thus far been underserved by my glorious services. You would build this immediately above a tunnel, wouldn't you? This is fraught with danger. And yet it worked. Or did it? Looks like it worked. Can't tell if it's connected to the tunnel or if it's connected to the station. No, it's connected to the station, which is the right answer. Right, you spin back the other way. But yeah, I've got a heck of a lot of tidying up to do to finish this off. But that's all part of the fun. Right, okay, so from Engelberg, do we head out to Wolfenschiessen and Ennebergen, or not? Or do we simply get back onto the route with Sarnen to avoid excessive services running that way? I think we go to Sarnen. I think you do too. I think we all think we go to Sarnen, which would mean we'd end up sharing with the goods route, which might actually be quite good fun. Okay, so if I now go this way, we're gonna run into quite a lot of you're not going to be able to do that here, I suspect. Get rid of that. Yep, sorry, I know town development and all that, but there we go. Right now, come around like this. We want to get onto this main line here. So let's just start the curve off. What we could do, of course, is we could also run a branch that heads up to Wolfenschießen if I'm feeling particularly aggressive in that fashion. Oh, this is going to lead to tears before bedtime. Hold on. That's quite slow. Now, will we be able to get round and down before getting to Sarnen? What's the merging options look like here? Well, you've got. Ooh, look at that. That's a shocking. That's a shocking junction and no mistake. I think it can be done. I hope it can be done. But getting round there is no small order. Let's tell you what. Let's put that in, and then let's see if we can actually hit ground level. Just. And then we're going to need to do something very clever here. I mean, you know, not just clever. I mean, that's going to need to be properly clever to work. And we've got a roller coaster, which we don't want. Well, I don't see a way of not having a roller coaster at this point, unless we go to somewhere that's at a slightly higher elevation. But I'm at a bit of a loss to figure out what the best way to do that is. Let's take a line from about here. This is purely by way of experiment. There we go, and then try this as a measuring stick. Well, I heard you like roller coasters. Yeah, and then over to here. No, that's not going to work. And it's only because we want to avoid further coastering. All right, well, we can continue to go around the mountain and then back up on ourselves. I really did want to go to Sarnen. You know, Sarnen feels like it should be a big station, and at the moment it's woefully underserved. So let's keep going down. In fact, are we even going down the mountain at maximum velocity? Let's get rid of all of this and make sure that we're doing it properly. Because if we've got to drop a significant amount of elevation, we want to do that as rapidly as possible. Right, let's try that again. Right, you straight down. Don't even think about doing anything clever. Yeah, straight down. That's it. Okay, well, already we can see that's more aggressive than we'd gone before. Keep going round. If we can keep the speed at I don't know, quite reasonable. I mean, 140 would be good, but I think we're going to need the space. Keep going. That's 200. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're still going. We're just trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid that. That's what we're trying to avoid. You've gone too far. You're going to need to hug the cliffside for a little longer. Either that or just accept the enormity of the bridge, which we don't want to. We reject the enormity of the bridge. No, whatever it is you're thinking you're doing there, don't. Right? Maximum dissension is what we're after. Or no, dissension is not what we're after. Dissent. There you go. That's the word. That's what we're after. Right, keep going. Now, the good news, if I pull this off, it's going to be a magnificent route as far as getting a nice view is concerned. But we've done a lot of nice views already in this series, and therefore maybe the sheen has gone off that as far as it being a selling point. Yep, tunnel's not bad. How much bridge have we got left? Not a lot at all. Okay, right. Then I mean, how bad is it? Yeah, we are going to have to come back on ourselves by quite a way if we're going to get down tidily. There you go. That should be about enough, and then we're going to need to do a big, fantastic swan neck here. Unless there is an alternate method we could be employing. Now, yeah, I know I've committed to this. This is going to have to work. All right, we're going to force it to work. It's a 100 kilometre an hour corner. 110's about as low as I can go there, I think. Okay, it hasn't ended up being too indirect, but there is certainly a level of as the crow doesn't fly that we've employed in this cornering. We shall just have to see. Yeah, okay. Now, it might be that this slow corner that we've got here works in our favour. All right, look, I'm just painting the glass as being half full, but yeah, there is the possibility that that's beneficial because it will slow it down. No, okay, I'm just, it's a nonsense, people. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Right, okay, we've got a spare platform. Does that help us? Not entirely, no, because we still need to get onto the main line. Although we do want the platform as a... do we? What have we currently got in use here? Light things up for me, would you? There we go. So we've got two separate yellow lines. So all of this is in use. That one reverses on itself, which is unhelpful, so it means I can't use that as an up and downstream. We don't actually have anything that passes through the station, and that's even worse because that means you're going to be confronted by backing services. This is an end of line. Oh, okay. Well, if this is being used as a terminus, maybe I do nick this unused platform and run both ways off it. That makes sense. But then I need to get a merger from this one over onto Jolly Purple here, which we can do. We can make that happen. Okay, right. I'm going to need you to blend with the bridge. Right, or not, as the case may be. Go up like that. Okay, what are you colliding with? Yep, thank you for that. I know what I'm looking at now. Right. Okay. Well, this'll work. It might take a little bit of engineering, but this'll pay off. I'm sure of it. Right now, if I delete this back a touch, then we can start its manoeuvring a little quicker. This will also then allow it to do all of the necessary track merging stuff a little further away from the platform, which is always good because it gives you a bit more manoeuvring space. Now I want to double track this as soon as possible. Will you go alongside? You will. That's helpful. There we go. Like that. Good. I don't think I can split it though, can I? Can we get the split in? I don't think we can. No, you've got your terrain and its alignment and its collision all at the same time. Right, now we don't need that because that's just that's a horror depot there. I can adjust the corner here if I need to, if I feel it is worth my while to do so. Otherwise, we're just going to have to try and get the train numbers appropriate. Yeah, let's do that. So that we don't end up with... Oh, I see. Okay, somehow, by doing it a small piece at a time, I've made this work. Well, what do you know? Okay, well, for whatever reason, that now works. So, hooray. Good. Right, now then, let's keep you going out a little bit further. There we go, and then we'll merge onto the main line. Can we get a bit faster than 109? I don't think we can, but this is already a route that is dreadfully inconvenienced on a regular basis. So there's no point in obsessing over it. It's going to slow down here and there already, and then once again we need to upgrade to make sure that whatever train I choose to use can actually work on it. Come on, don't fight me, Mr. Junction. There we go. Smashing. Now, I mean, you know, your overhead lines are going to interfere with the glamour of this particular riverside route here, but frankly, you know, we should be thinking electrics at this stage in the history of the universe. We are in 2001. We are a largely modern enterprise at this point. Right, great. We then come into Interlaken, where I possibly need to shuffle around points and the like. No, I don't think I do. I think that one's actually sorted. This is going to be a bit of a headache connecting all this up. I can feel it. Right, where did we go there? There's an incursion. Here we go. Did I actually get to the point of creating the junction at this side? No, I did not. So we merge down to single track and then get across onto this first line, I think. Turn that off. Turn this on. Oh, where we're going to be doing a backing service on there. This is going to be hellishly difficult to make work unless we turn this into a crossover. All right, is that even? I don't think that's even going to be possible. We can have a go, but I think it's going to fight you at every step of the way. I mean, we could just put a regular junction in there. Yeah, that still leads to a head-to-head scenario. We may end up having to delete all of the track here and relaying it so that it snaps together fully so that we can diamond junction the hell out of it. Doesn't bear thinking about, but that might be where we end up. And you know, we can do that from all over the place, but it's a yeah, okay. Let's put it this way: if I get this wrong, we're going to create all kinds of traffic dilemmas. And I think this is going to work better if I actually pull a junction off rather than try and merge on. Right, there we go. There's the corner put in place, and that's another bit of track crossover for high drama. We'll swing it up to here. Thank you very much. And then I'd quite like you to form a languid merge with the other track, thereby maintaining some speed. Languid. Think languid. That is that is the antithesis of languidation. Anyway, it'll do. Right, okay, so we've got some track happening there. It's a mess, and the signalling alone is going to keep me up at night. But we'll tackle it. It'll be tackled, and we'll make it work. The good news, however, is that we have now completed everything that we set out to complete. So let's get some trains running, and then we can adapt to the new normal on the fly. I'm sure I've missed some electrification somewhere. Do we want to plug stations into their infrastructure first? I think we do. All right, sorry, I promised you trains there, but we're going to take a moment to connect things up properly. Like that. Oh, what are you colliding with? Oh, you're just colliding with a bus stop. Okay. What about here? If I were to connect you up there, because I don't really want to move the bus stop, but I will do. because that was a really nice place to put the road. Right, and if we put the bus stop in quickly, then everybody will be happy anyway. Let's do that now. We can probably upgrade it to... What's that? It's a big bus tram stop fitting modern tram and bus station. How big? It's not that big. It's nice though, but not appropriate for what we're doing right now. What are you? A modern bus and tram station. How significantly enormous are you then? Yeah, you're about the size of a city block, which is quite big. I can't even get it to fit in there. Look at the size of that thing. I mean, I'll if I can find somewhere to use it, I will do. What's this? Pedestrian stairs, expandable with a bus tram stop. I like it. How's that gonna operate then? Oh, that's marvelous. Will it fit in here? We're experimental today, so let's have a look. Rock you around there. Go on, you want to. Go on, it'll make you really happy. You'll wiggle, but nope. Just not having it. All right, there'll be another time for you then, friend. That one's too big. Oh, there's some fun stuff in there, and I ought to play with it more interestingly. But at the moment, all I want to do is just get a flipping bus stop in. After putting the flipping road back in, flipping this, flipping that, and so forth. Right. What else have we got here? What are you? A small bus tram stop. All right. Okay, we'll do that. To be honest, what I want here is I want one so they can turn round. So I think we're going to go with the default one that comes with the game. How terribly adventurous. No, there's too much slope. No, there isn't. Go on. You'll get in there. That's it. Nice. Excellent. Right, good. And that will also serve the station itself, which is a good thing. Now then, I also want to bang a... Hold on. Sorry, I had a moment there where I thought that was old track. You can see it. Look, looks like old track. It's not. It's just a junction. I want to stick a bridge in here so that we've got a way from one side of the town to the other from here as well. I actually didn't mean to do that, but now that I've done it, let's do it properly. No, like this, and then this is not having it. All right, well, okay, how about if I pull you out there just a bit, and then something like that. Go on, that'll look great. It's too high. I don't want it that high. And neither does anybody else. I mean, look at that. That's wrong. Okay, well, what about this? And then we just do a little gentle little something. Go on, you'll fit. Go on, it'll fit. It'll work. It won't work. Coming across at a dynamic angle. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Right. No collision. Right. No collision. All right. How are you? Where are you going to merge that? It's. I don't particularly rate it looks wise. Because it is rather tall, and yet it does have to come down a hill, so it needs to be fairly tall. We'll just take it for the sake of convenience. We'll just take that, and then hopefully this will now connect up to here, which it has, and therefore it's good. And then we'll do that, and then we'll move on. Right, we're going to connect up all the stations before we crack on to roads. Otherwise, I'll be losing money hand over fist. Right, now then, this is going to be a smidge more challenging. I am prepared to delete the buildings, but only if I can get a bus stop up here, because we're going to need somewhere for them to get off the ruddy train. Okay, well, this is going to be the sort of thing that people will forever puzzle over and go, why didn't they just spend the extra money and lower the cliffside. I'm also going to run this bit of road around in parallel with the corner, because that's kind of funky. Nice. That's never going to work on there, ever. Right, in which case, what are you going to do with it? We'll put another street option in there so the AI can build some more houses. You feel like getting around that? You do. Good. That's nice. And then something like this would be better if it wasn't quite so wonky. It's still wonky. No good, that is. We're going straight up for this junction. We're not. We're not going anywhere near that junction. Too much everything. Okay, well, up a bit. Yeah, that'll do it. Come on, don't ruin what was quite a splendid curve there. What you need is you need roads that will do some kind of weird camber. That's probably the best you're going to get there. Okay, right. Well, you know, I've seen worse built by me, so we'll live with that, and then we'll just run a bit of road that goes that way, and we'll run a bit of road that goes this way. No, we won't. We'll run a bit of road that goes this way, and we'll see if the AI makes anything of that and decides to unify the situation. Oh, if I could squeak a little bit of road under there, that'd be beautiful. Now, there's a manoeuvre I've not seen the game try to pull before. It's kind of cool. Can you get under there? No, colliding with the pillar. Oh, it so nearly works. So very nearly does that work, but doesn't at the end of the day. All right, I'll worry about that later. We'll just leave that alone for now. But I am going to put a quick bus route in here because we want to be able to put stuff in motion relatively swiftly. Medium truck unloading zone. That's not what we want. We want a medium passenger unloading zone. So if we put that in there, do you have a bus stop already? You've got one there. That's cool. And then we'll stick another one up here, so we can maximise the old catchment area. That should do it. Anywhere else? Well, if we help the game out and connect, you see, I don't know where it's thinking of going with that, but it's going somewhere mad. Right, and then we'll just create a swift route here for the Kandersteg commuter. In fact, we might not even do that. Turn that off for a moment. What's this at the moment? This is the Frutigen Kandersteg commuter. Right, okay, good. Mill Lane, you no longer stop at Springfield Road. We're going to retask this service. You then go up to Green Lane and then up to Manchester Road. Like that. That'll do it. How's my coverage? I possibly need a little bit of coverage over here. All right, well, we can quite easily cope with that because I'd quite like to figure eight this. Give me a good looking passenger turnaround type stop. Don't even think about going with that. It's too big. It's not too big. It's 20 million quid though. But we're all about, you know, making this a place that my new residents will be more than delighted to come and move into. If you're happy to sit there, I'm happy to place you there. Lo and behold. Right, so before Manchester Road, so after Green Lane, we go to add another stop here. This one, Kandersteg branch, and then brace yourself. We're going to go back to Green Lane, and then we're going to go back to Mill Lane, and then we're going to go back to Manchester Ding Dong, and then we're going to go back to Kandersteg branch. Yeah, see what we did there? Right, so it's created a backing service. So it goes one way around, hits that, goes back the other way, hits that, goes back the other way, and so forth. Right, so this now has become the Kandersteg commuter. I'm going to give it the full name. Steg commuter. Beautiful, excellent, wonderful. Everybody's happy. How many vehicles are we running on here at the moment? 4. But that seems to be the appropriate number, I think. Right, Kandersteg dealt with. And we've got a spare line for when I need it. Moving on. Now then, Gad Men. The story of trains in the 1950s and 60s at the height of the something or other. Will you connect? No? You will claim that there is too much slope. What about there? It's horrible. That's nicer. Alright, try going the other way. That's a little better, I suppose. And then from here, we'll... No, wait. Yes, take that. Splendid. Right, okay. Well, that's something. Now, the challenge is going to be... What we could do here is we could put if we put a stop here, we could continue on the kind of commuter route that we've got here and hit both stations at either end, which might work. Might not, but it might work. Right, so if we flip you around, once there's passengers coming in here, we should start to see some town development, and that might spruce things up a little. Right, anyway, you are Gad in Eng. Show me this route you have here. Oh, I've severed it recently. So where's the final part of the puzzle? It will be where I've removed some road, which is there. So it's Engelberg. Right. Well, I think Engelberg is possibly going to be off the menu. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna remove that. Do we know which one that is? It's that one. Right, kill it. There we go. We don't serve you anymore. We don't serve your kind. Right, put that out the way. We're going to need to do something similar with this one. When you say similar, you mean I don't like it much. I think if we remove this piece of road, we can do that slightly neater. And then do the same here. I'd sooner not remove his house, but if it comes down to it, and we have to, I will do. All right, okay, and then we took the option to double side this station, so we'll run that out there, and we'll run this out here. Now, the reason for not trying to go flush with the station there is because it will allow the AI to build alongside the road, right? It leaves enough space for them to do so. And that might help create a bit of demand. Now, if I were to chance a bridge over here, you know, which already looks quite nice, we're going to go with an oldie school, an oldie worldy stone bridge. Actually, make it a little bit longer so we can get that road underneath. Right, do that. Delete this back a bit. No. Stick with the regular medium street here. I could be using the flashy streets, but there is a certain requirement to keep this moving along at a brisk pace. Right, if I come straight through there, we'll lose 3 buildings, and we'll have one of the most hideous kinks in a bit of road that I think I've ever done. So we'll do that, and then we'll try it again. That's less hideous. Still quite hideous, but less hideous. Right, now, if I want to connect that up to there, too much slope. Well, I imagine I'll only make it worse by putting it... No! Oh, right, that worked. Good. All right, that's that connected back up. It wasn't necessarily part of my overall objectives there, but we've done it anyway. Then we'll run that to there. Now, someone commented an episode or 2 ago that, you know, this was a series where I'd built lots of glorious things for the AI to build into that the AI had stubbornly then refused to build into. Look at that! That's a feat of engineering right there. A marvel. Autosave. Well, it gives me a moment to gather my thoughts. Maybe 2 moments, given the length of time that the autosave can take. But there it is. Here we go. And we trust in the autosave because I do a lot of things that the game currently doesn't approve of quite so heavily. Right, now, I want you, under or over, you can choose. We'll go under. All right, and we'll run that down to that, like that. Beautiful. Right, okay, so we're talking about changing up the Gad Ing Eng Queensway. It's got quite a bit of a punchy name there. Right, now then, we could be completely wretched to our civilians and attempt to get them onto the wrong side of the platform. Have you got anywhere you do fancy building here? Yeah, no. Right. Well, that's quite a bit of cliff that was just removed there, wasn't it? Do we also want one on the other side? Or are we going to be that wretched? I think we all know the answer to that. Means we need another bit of road. So we go off from here. Doesn't want to do it. This should be country road, really, but you never know. By building, town streets, we might encourage some movement, but who knows? Right. So we're currently, where are we? Queensway. That's that one. 1 and 3. So if we kill that off, and then we go from here. In at Kershon North to Queensway, where if we stick a stop on... No, we've got a stop on both sides already. To Queensway, to Park Road, and then from Park Road... No, look, tell you what, kill all of the stations that you've got right now and start again. Right, so we go from Gadman Central, we go to Park Road, we go to... Now this is going to be quite a straightforward back and forth kind of a deal. And then up to here. It is an ugly route, and no mistake. Before heading back to Queensway, and then back to Park Road. Right, so that's the route set up correctly. It doesn't show up very well. Hold on, let me put a vibrant green on there so you can see what it's doing, and so that I can see what it's doing. It's taken a curious choice of route. But, yeah, and actually that being quite long should mean that nobody in their right mind chooses it over choosing the train. That said, they might just choose to walk down the hill. Can't be too careful. So this is going to be Gadman and Inert Kershon. So Gadman, Inert, not inter, in, yes, ert, right. Gadman Inert. Yeah, bus, fandango. No, you can't call it a fandango. People will get upset. Bus, route. There we go. Keep it simple. What are we running? 3 we're running on there. Possibly needs another one, but it should be functional enough to keep rolling. I don't doubt that it might have worked better. You don't doubt that it might have worked. That's a bit of a misspeak there. Anywho, I don't doubt that it would have worked better if I'd got the bus stop on the other side instead. But you never know. Maybe this will be the fuel we need to get this side of the town building up. Right, moving on. Next on my list of friends is Engelberg, recently severed from its connection with neighbouring Inert Kershon. So let's put that connection back in because I am a charitable bulldozer driver. Medium country road. Just hook up to that, will you? There we go. Now, as much as it would probably be wise not to do that because not giving people the choice of having to use your train services is often a sensible move, but in this case I think we'll leave it as it is. Now then, big bus tram stop. Here you are again. Now, we used this a minute ago, didn't we? Hello? Do you just not want to play? Oh, you will only snap alongside the road. Fair enough. Okay, I'll allow that. There you go. That's nice. There you go. Yeah, all right. We'll take that. That can be our terminus stop. As much as it means that the bus has to pull an aggressive manoeuvre at this end. I'm going to stick another bit of medium street in here as well. Again, as always, in the hope that the AI gets the drift and goes on a building rampage. We'll put it along there like that. All right, building rampage, please. That's what we'd like. I'd like to do it there as well, but I don't want to do I want to bulldoze that? I'm going to bulldoze that building. Fine. And then, what have we just done here? Well, that's a massive parking bay. All right, we'll switch up for a bike lane for this last bit here, and we'll head out that way, and we'll get you connected up onto there without any fuss. Like that. Groovy. Right. Excellent. I'm going to need one extra bus stop in here. So we've got this central one right now, which if I put the other side on as well will be helpful. That didn't create a double stop, did it? No. I was pondering there for a moment whether having two different types of stop would lead to a double stop situation. I'm going to use the circular turnaround stop here because the other place that I'm using it is at Erolo for the kind of terminus for the looper, and it doesn't get used that often. So maybe by putting it somewhere nice like this, we'll get some results. And that should give me good catchment. So we'll run from there, round, out, back, and so forth. And we've got a route up just for this kind of eventuality. Thus, here, there, and done. Yes. Okay, good. And this is going to be the Engelberg commuter. And I think this is the last one that I actually have to jigger with too heavily. Beyond this, it's going to be a case of monkeying with points and setting up those junctions adequately. Of course, we might actually want to put some vehicles on this brand new route. That's a thing people like. So let's do that. Tram depot, gas station, used to buy and sell. I like the gas station. Also creates a little bit of fuel demand. Or, to put it a different way, it also steals some of your fuel. Right, we'll put it out here so that people who are travelling between the two towns not using public transport like they should have the option to refuel. Right, buy some road vehicles. What do we think? 2, 3, 2. 2 ought to do the trick. But we'll make them, properly modern. We've got the IC2s have turned up, I see. Right, 48 passengers. 2, definitely. We'll give them this excitable stripy kind of deal. Big A. Set line all. It's Engelberg, please. Engelberg. There you are. Get to work. Smashing. Right, double checking time. So there's Engelberg done. There's the connection through to Sarnen, which in turn leads out to Interlaken. So really, we're only looking at the stuff that I've just been monkeying with. So Frutigen is definitely connected. This is the appearance of definitely connected. Although saying that, I put a bus station in there. Did I actually have a Fru Green? Right, show me what Fru Green is all about. I see. Well, have we got an exciting stop somewhere? Because if I've got an exciting stop, I can do something exciting with it. Because we've got this as yet unused Victoria Road. Hold on. What's this? Waiting at station, Fru Freight. Oh, that was a goods drop-off. I'm now dropping off goods at a passenger stop. I have crossed a line I swore never to cross, and now I've crossed it. And now I'm cross. I'm not. But I might as well drop some passengers there as well to avoid it looking too shambolic. Right, one more line, please. What do we like? I think we like, from here, obviously, we'll go out to green, and then we'll hit... No, we won't hit Springfield. We'll hit somewhere less obvious. We'll hit... Shouldn't we have something out here somewhere? Do you think? That is possibly a rhetorical question. Right, give me... No. Give me just these. These, I like these. Right. What about... Where's my nearest connection? What about here? It looks like it's already covered. But this will cover future expansion. All right, okay. Well, you're the boss. So from green, we go to Queensway, and then back out to Victoria Road. It does take a rather unusual... I would have come in this way. See, that's how I'd have done that particular route, rather than doing this, which doesn't make any flipping sense at all. But you know, I'll hold. Now can we Terminal 2? Oh, that's good. Right. I hadn't played with that before. That's great. Oh, that makes such a difference. Excellent. I might be the only person that is pleased by this, but there it is. Right then, Frutigen sidings. This is going to be Frutigen, commuter B. Because the more people we can fling around here, the greater the likelihood we get a good body of subscribers to our train services. Right, you can have... We'll put 2 of the... you can have this Sunshine coach here. Will do you nicely, Frutigen B. There we are. Right, that will do. In the next episode, I know I'm leaving you hanging again. In the next episode, we will unpause. We will set trains in motion, and there will be high drama as we get this rolling. And that the next episode will be the last one that we do before the live stream. Be sure to tune in for that if you know what's good for you. Or maybe if you don't know what's good for you, that might be the better way to describe it. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Please chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on whatever nonsense happens next. I'll be back with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio!